Hello, Aries. This is Michelle, and I'm here to do your March 2020 playing card reading. Well, happy birthday, Aries, to the Aries people born March 21st to April 20th. Happy birthday. This will be a general reading for the sign of Aries, a general reading. I'm using the B playing cards by the United States Playing Card Company. I'm also going to bring in a card from Divine Doors by Andre Ingracia and Rockpool Publishing. Perhaps even two cards, we'll see. This is a general reading for the sign of Aries in the month of March 2020. The sign of Aries. What do we need to know for our Aries friends, for the highest and best good, for the sign of Aries? All right, let's take a look. Well, the 10 of diamonds on the bottom of the deck is lovely to see. For some Aries people in March, it might be that you are planning on some sort of travel that has to do with a business venture. Let me just say that. But let's see what else the cards bring up for us. The 2 of clubs. All right. The 5 of diamonds, more indicators of perhaps having a mindset focused on business, career, ambition, and the 8 of spades. All right, interesting to start. Aries, I believe that for many of you, you have a very specific goal in mind. It could be that you clarified this goal at the beginning of the year. I can see that you're extremely passionate about what you want to do. I'm sensing that this is also, it's more than just a goal. This can be a calling, something that you feel really drawn towards. And it seems that even if you have been practicing this or engaging in this activity for some time, it can feel like it is just the beginning. I think that for Aries, and knowing the sign of Aries, that you would really prefer things to be moving a lot more quickly. It's possible that you will be seeing some sort of shift in your finances around this calling or this activity, this talent, this passion. I feel that because it is still in the beginning stages, though, that there's a sense that you're perhaps not quite sure, let's say, whether or not this is going to stick for the long term. And that little thought that is just sort of nagging in the back of the mind, which is saying, is this really going to stick for the long term? It can be a little bit of a, I'm not going to say a stumbling block, but just it's a little bit of an obstacle to overcome. So it's just maybe a little thought pattern that keeps popping up, and it's saying, is this really going to stick? Or is there longevity here? I think you would like to see that, some signs of that sooner rather than later. And now we have the 3 of clubs. The 5 of hearts. Oh my goodness. All right, the patterns are striking thus far. And the 4 of spades. My goodness. So we have this run of clubs here, a little run of spades, and 2 5s. The situation, Aries, for those of you that are resonating with this reading, is there is definitely some growth occurring This is beautiful to see. Definitely some growth. I think there's going to be some very positive news coming in March, something that is just really going to lift your spirits. There is still perhaps that little sense, though, about, I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly what kind of stability is ahead for me. Nonetheless, it looks like you're going to get some very positive indicators in the month of March. I'm seeing a little bit of a challenge with these thoughts around uncertainty or a mystery, but we really cannot know for certain what lies ahead. However, that being said, Aries, I see that you can rely on the signs coming in March, the beautiful positive signs coming in for you in March around growth and the way you feel about this endeavor. I think that you are going to have some very positive, growth-centered feelings coming in the month of March. It's really going to be a power month for you. Now we have the Four of Clubs, all right? The King of Spades. And the Three of Diamonds. All right, and so the playing cards are telling us, Aries, to, I want to say, continue to solidify your social network. And so even if there are certain times where you're not quite sure about how stable things are with this venture, the advice coming through is to continue to solidify your social networks. People that you know that are connected with this endeavor. And in that way, you are going to see even more growth occurring. There are some indications in this reading that although this is a calling, and I do see a gift and talent here in this reading, that there is also a financial component, that the two are connected, let us say. This is not just about making money for money's sake. This is about bringing in resources for yourself in such a way that you also feel great joy while you are working. I'm also seeing a message here for the Aries people to continue to execute your plans. And so regardless of any negativity that might come in, or we might say any doubts that might pop into the mind, this is perfectly normal and natural, right? To have these kinds of little thoughts that creep into the mind, despite those little thoughts that perhaps are like little seeds of doubt that keep sort of poking up. To just go back to that list, go back to that executive plan, and just continue to check off the activities or the tasks or the smaller goals that you have broken down for yourself to achieve, perhaps on a daily, weekly basis. All right, I am shuffling the Divine Doors now, these beautiful, lovely cards. I'm going to cut the deck. And with the Divine Doors, I'm asking for an additional message, an additional message of encouragement or perhaps insight for the sign of Aries. Let's take a look at both the bottom of the deck and the top for your message, Aries. On the bottom of the deck, we have Nomad. The nomadic wanderer lies deep inside, So take the leap now. Don't crawl back and hide. Oh my goodness. Well, if that isn't really just the keynote for Aries at the very core, right, of the Aries person is this desire for adventure, to wander out into unknown territories and to discover, to leap out. This really reminds me of the Fool in the Rider-Waite deck. Let's take a look at the door. Oh, how lovely and beautiful and enchanting. So we can see this door here. Actually, there's another little door here. And it seems to be almost an entrance to a mysterious cave inside of a mountain. Some of you might actually be looking at two paths, and this is the way that you would like to go. I'm picking up this other message, though, about this little doubt that creeps in and perhaps pulls you off track a little bit. But the calling is so strong for you, Aries, that I feel there is not going to be any problem here. So we have Nomad to begin. And then for the cut, let's take a look at the next card. Trust the universe. Intuition has wandered and led you astray. The timing's not yours, but the universe at play. Have faith and breathe. All right, this is absolutely a beautiful message for you, Aries, in your birthday month, for the birthdays in March and also in April. And again, it is saying to simply have faith that there's divine timing involved here and that everything will indeed grow at the right and proper time. Again, I just want to reiterate this one message from the playing cards that is coming through to me again, and it is just that there is some very positive energy coming in, some good news, some growth in the month of March for many of the Aries people. I feel that your heart is going to be really lightened by these, I want to say, very happy developments. Take that as a little sign that everything is right, everything is moving according to plan and at the right speed, and that it will happen at the right time. Well, Aries, that's your reading for March 2020. Thank you so much for being here. As always, it's a pleasure and a privilege to read for you. If you enjoyed this reading, I encourage you to like and subscribe. It helps the channel so very much, and I'll see you next time.